part of every game, you know, when you get down to the end of the year, those are the types of things that help teams win. And you got to hope that you get a chance, you know, on the power play in the second period, or you know, late in the game. You got to come up with something, you know, in order to steal points at the end of the game. So I think yeah, those are parts of our game that you have to look at and say, hey, if we're going to improve, that's where we can improve.
What do you see as like happening when we look from the top, and it's obviously way too easy from the top, but when things look like they're standing still, what is it that guys are hoping to see or hoping to look for that isn't quite happening out there?
Are you talking like on the power play or
yeah,
PK?
Specifically power play, pardon me.
On our power play or
yes,
PK?
your power
our
play. Pardon me.
Okay, yeah. Well, it's never easy losing your quarterback on the first unit when Josh takes that one in the face. It kind of screws the units up a little bit. You know, our pre-scout says what we're looking for each game, and there are certain things that change every game, right? Like depending on how teams kill, you gotta know what plays are available for each kill. I mean, each kill has a weakness. The reason why you get 5 and they have 4, but I think you know, for us, like our second group, first time last game or 2 games ago, we get one off of a face-off, which is great. You know, but when we have to flip things around, you got to be a little more adaptable, and we just didn't get a lot of chances to actually get pucks to shoot. Like, you know, we didn't put ourselves in a good position to not only shoot but not having somebody in front of net.
When it's your unit and you know you might not get the full 2 minutes you're coming out, is there more of an impetus to get that puck at the net faster, or do you feel like that changes how it gets played?
You usually only have one chance at going in the zone, right? Like you get one chance of breaking it out clean and one chance of getting a good, you know, 10, 15 seconds of setup time. So there is a little bit more of an emphasis for us to know when it's time, you know, because when Helly starts bagging the stick, that's when it starts getting too late.
Nate, there's some analysts that have you and Dylan as near the top, if not at the top of the league, in expected goals against, and in the way that you defend. Do you pay attention to that kind of stuff? And if you do, you take pride in it?
Yeah, you know, it's something that I've kind of taken pride of. Since I was in college, I was told I couldn't play defense, and that was the knock on me. And I kind of, when I turned pro, I realized how much of a difference it makes. Is that every guy's a power play guy, then take it to the NHL, right? And so you have to find a way to, you know, yourself to be a little bit different. And that was something that I've taken pride of in probably the last 4 or 5 years. That's kind of the reason why I you know, get up in the morning. I like it. You know, I love stymie. I like seeing the frustration on the opponent's faces when you're on the ice. And you know, Dylan, I think, you know, he's really growing into his own. I think he's getting a lot more confident every time he's on the ice, and I just find that our chemistry is really good at how much we talk and how much we're talking both on and off the ice. I think it's fantastic for a pair to be able to have that continuity. I would say this year I've seen it. You know, I think it's been brought up. I think Weaver actually mentioned it to me a couple weeks ago, and so hey, I think that's awesome. And now just trying to get the other side up.
Rick says that your last 5 games or so, he thought you were playing your best hockey. He said some of the issues, you know, with you being in and out of the lineup wasn't so much the defending.
Yeah.
It's the defending too much and the idea of killing the need to defend and get the puck up ice. Did it take a little bit of a mind shift to start playing that kind of game?
Yeah, and I think for me personally, it's just having that confidence to go up and do it. I've done it before, and I just can't sit on the laurels of like, hey, I play well defensively. We need more out of our D corps. I think that's a huge part of our offense. I mean, you look at you know, a lot of the top teams, their D are contributing nightly. We can't just rely on 1 or 2 guys to do that for us. And you know, I think a big thing is just getting our shots through. In the last game we didn't, and you saw that we didn't get a lot of chances. You know, and we've been doing a really good job the last week or so of giving our forwards an extra opportunity. I mean, Dilly gets a great one on that and gives that's a chance on the backside, and sometimes that's all it needs. It doesn't have to be a hammer, you know, to get there, and especially with a little bit of screen. So I think that's a huge part of our offense, and for me as well. Like, gotta get in, get your head up, and you know, get past that first layer. Because if you do, then all the chaos starts.
Do you feel like if you get one point, get a bunch of points too?
I hope so. I really do. I'm on board with you, Weaver. I could use that too. I hope so. I feel like you had a ton of chances. I mean, it's. I don't want to say it's getting funny, but it is. I swear. Like, I feel like we're getting. I mean, maybe not the last game, but the game before, we're getting a lot of chances, and you know, in the mark backdoor, you know, last game or the slot. Just deep breath.
Good way to look at it.
Yeah.